Hi, I'm the Lawnsmith, and in this video I'm going to show you how to spot treat weeds in the lawn. For large lawns that have occasional weeds in them, or for smaller lawns, something like this ready-to-use weed killer is very practical and easy to use. All I need to do, pop some rubber or nitrile gloves on. If you're not going to wear gloves, then wash your hands afterwards, but I'm just conditioned. And get your sprayer. Make sure that it is turned on. And I can see a cracking weed over there, so we'll go and squirt that. The first thing to do, which a lot of people forget to do, give it a really good shake. And then you want to be about 12 inches away from the weed and just give it a spray. And all you're going to do is you're going to spray enough to let it coat the leaves of the weed without running off. So I reckon a couple of squirts on that is fine. Now, that should die 3-4 weeks. If it doesn't, what you've more than likely got is a stubborn weed there, and what you need to do is to come back again and give it another squirt with a different product. Whatever you do, don't start pumping away, drowning the weed. Yes, you will kill the weed, but what you'll also do is kill the grass as well. And as far as I'm concerned, it's better to have a live weed than it is a dead lawn. If in doubt, go and test your sprayer on perhaps an out-of-the-way place in the lawn so that you can see what the weed killer does and the amount that you're using is correct. For larger lawns, or for lawns where you've got creeping weeds such as buttercup or clover, you're more than likely going to want to use more spray than you can get out of this, so you're going to be wanting to make up your own mixture, and I'll show you how to do that now. So using a concentrate means you can make up any volume of mixture you need, and this is obviously great if you've got a very large lawn. It does mean then you can start using a little handy sprayer like this, perhaps a pump sprayer like this one, which you've got a lance and a hose, so it saves you bending down. Or if you're already using a knapsack sprayer for lawns, then it's actually perfect for spot spraying as well. Now, what it does tell you on the container is how to make up the mixture, and it tells you how much to put on per square metre. But it doesn't tell you how much to put on per weed. So you are going to have to test the chemical that you're using with the equipment that you're using to make sure that you're using the right amount. So we've got the sprayer on. Now, chances are that any sprayer that you're likely to use is going to have what we call a cone type nozzle, and that just sprays a round disc of spray. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to test using a cone nozzle. Once again, as with the little pump sprayer, want to be about a foot away from the weed, and all it is on test 1 is count of 1, and that's all I need to do to test that. Now if I go to my weed number 2, what I'm going to do is spray this for a count of 2, 1, 2, and that's now had twice the concentration of test number 1. So I now move to test number 3, and I'm going to spray that, and I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. That's had 3 times the concentration of the first weed. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to swap the nozzle, because if you're using a knapsack sprayer for lawn treatments, the chances are you're using a deflector nozzle, and I'll show you how to do the tests using a deflector nozzle. Right, so I've now got the deflector nozzle on the sprayer. Now the whole idea of a deflector nozzle is because it gives a nice wide spray. What you do, you spray the weed as you walk along. So I'm just going to take a step back. The normal spray width for this is about 3 feet. So this is how we're going to test weed number 1. Just spray straight across it and stop. With weed number 2, all I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same procedure, but I'm going to lower the lance so that the spray is now 18 inches wide. So it's going to be about there. So once again, you spray before the weed, through the weed, and just past the weed. Simple as that. Test number 3, I'm now going to lower the lance so that the spray is about a foot wide. So whereas test number 2 was double the concentration of test number 1, this is going to be 3 times the concentration. So once again, so I need to be about a foot wide, so that's about there. So we're just going to walk over the weed, spray, and simple as that. Once you finish the tests, you need to come back and check the weeds in 3 or 4 weeks' time. The one you want is the one that uses the least amount of spray to kill the weed, so that it kills the weed without any effect on the grass. If you don't want to risk tests on your lawn, and why should you, then perhaps find some weeds in the border or in the patio and go and test those first to establish a starting point. If, and it is a big if, the weeds don't die or all of the weeds die, then you've got a problem with the output from your sprayer and you need to consider changing the sprayer or changing the nozzle. So what we can do once you've established your safe spray limits is you can now go and spray the lawn. You need, as before, a nice calm dry day for doing this and a logical way of going up and down the lawn so that you don't spray the same weed twice. So that's what I'm off to do now. So this is what's so good about the deflector nozzle, is that you walk and spray rather than stop and spray. So there's the weed and I start walking, follow the tram line, and as I come across a weed, just spray. I don't need to stop. Turn the corner, next tram line, another weed, some more weeds, just spray before the weed, spray through the weed, and just carry on down, and as soon as you see a weed, start spraying. Very quick, very easy, no bending down, large lawn done in no time. Thanks for watching the Lawnsmith.